Krishna Kirtana Ganana Karnaparau Premamrita Vanidhi Dhira Dhira Jana Prema Krishna Kirtana Gana Nartana Prabhu Premamritam Vanidhi Dhira Dhira Jana Priya Priya Karo Nimar Karau Pujita Caitanya Kripa Bharau Bhuvi Bhuva Mara Vahantarakau Bande Rupa Sanatana Raghujugo Sri Jiva Gopalakau Bande Rupa Sanatana Raghujugo Sri Jiva Gopalakau Krishna Kirtana Gana Krishna Kirtana Gana Nartana Param Prema Mritamani Veera Veera Jana Priya Priya Karo Nirma Pujitam Sri Caitanya Kripa Bharau Sri Caitanya Kripa Bharau Bhuvi Bhuva Marava Antarakau Bande Rupa Sanatana Raghujugo Sri Jiva Gopalakau Vicharanai Kanipunam Sadharma Samastapakam Lokanam Hitakarinam Tribhuvane Mannam Sarana Karau Jamuna Tiro Banachari Jamuna Tiro Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasodhanandana Brajajana Randana Yasodhanandana Brajajana Randana Yamuna Tiro Banachari Yamuna Tiro Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Punya Bihari Jaya Uttara Mansa Paribhajagacharya Stakare Smada Vitam Saraswati Swami Bhagavati Jaya Kanta Kodi Vaishnava Ki Jaya Ramacharya Sri Haridas Thakur Ki Jaya Names of the whole Sri Krishna Chaitanya Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivastava Gaur Bhakti Jaya Sri Radha Krishna Bhogavnath Sam Kanda Radha Kanda Giri Ki Jaya Vrindavan Dham Ki Jaya Navadip Dham Ki Jaya Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Jamuna Mai Ki Jai, Guru Dwarka Dham Ki Jai, Swami Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai, all glories to the Express. All glories to the Express. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
You're welcome,
Prabhuji.
Prabhuji.
All glories.
The platform belongs to you. Please continue.
All glories to your little spirit. Om Agyanat Mirandasya Gyanagina Salakaya Charasunitaya Natasma Sri Sri Chaitanya Vistans Tapitanya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, 5th chapter, verse number 7. Tuam pariyantam arkaiva trilokim antas charu vayu ivatma saksi paravare brahmani dharmato vratai Snatasya Nyunam Alam Vichakswa. Word for word translation. Twam, your goodness. Pariyantam, traveling. Arka, the sun. Iva, like. Trilokim, the three worlds, Antachara, can penetrate into everyone's heart. Vayu Iva, as good as the all-pervading air. Atma, self-realized. Saksi, witness. Parabare, in the matter of cause and effect. Brahmani, in the absolute. Dharmataha, under disciplinary regulations. Vratai, in vow. Snatasya, having been absorbed in me. Okay, me, mine, Nunam, deficiency. Alam, clearly. Vichakswa, search out. Translation and purpose by Divine Grace is like AC Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki. Like the sun, your goodness can travel everywhere in the three worlds. And like the air, you can penetrate the internal region of everyone. As such, you are as good as the all-pervasive super soul. Please, therefore, find out the deficiency in me, despite my being absorbed in transcendental or in transcendence under disciplinary regulations and vows. Translation, purport. Purport by His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki. Transcendental realization, pious activities, worshiping the deity, charity, mercifulness, non-violence, and studying the scriptures under strict disciplinary regulations are always helpful. Om Agana Turanda Sia Gana Gana Salakaya Chaksum Litayana Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Caitanya Manobistam Savitayana Buddhalis Pankadam Hyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Mukam Karati Bashalam Pangum Langya Tegirim Yakipata Aham Bande Sri Gurum Dinata. Mukam Karati Bashalam Pangum Langya Tegirim Yakipata Aham Bande Sri Gurum Dinata. Vanchaka Pataribira Chakri Pasindivya Sivachakti Dhanam Pavana Guru Vaishnava. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Saraswati Guru Bhakta. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama. Jai Mama Krishna Pada Krishna Krishna Bhutale Srimad Bhakti Chitta Swami Chinamani. Namaste Krishna Pada Prabhupada Sritamana Sri Guru Amshakti. Namaste Krishna Pada Krishna Krishna Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Chinamani. Namaste Saraswati. Namaste Saswanga Bhakti Chitta. Jai Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna. So you are welcome to today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. In this particular chapter, we have been discussing about Srila Vyasadeva, the compiler of the Vedas, how he compiled the Vedas, and how Sri Narada Muni appeared before him. And when Sri Narada Muni appeared before him, we saw how he got up, welcomed the Guru, practically worshipped him, and finally got him seated. And in this particular verse, Srila Narada Muni or Srila Vyasadeva or Srila Narada Muni is being described that like the sun, your goodness can travel everywhere in the three worlds. And like the air, you can penetrate the internal region of everyone. As such, you are as good as the all-pervasive supersoul. Please, therefore, find out the deficiency in me, despite my being absorbed in transcendence under disciplinary regulations and vows. So here we found that Srila Vyasadeva compiled the Vedas. The Vedas are innumerable. They talk about every aspect of service or activity. But after compiling all the Vedas, Srila Vyasadeva was not feeling satisfied. So he decided to inquire from his spiritual master. He was meditating, he was contemplating what to do. What is making me dissatisfied? Because Srila Vyasadeva was very clinical in following the rules and regulations, and was very clinical in studying the scriptures, and meticulously he has put down all the injunctions, yet he was not happy, was not feeling fulfilled. So at this point, Srila Narada Muni appeared. So first of all, one point there is that the spiritual master is very powerful. The pure devotee is very powerful. And when is the spiritual master is still more powerful, very powerful. So when a disciple generally is in anxiety, the spiritual master knows. He knows when to come in, he knows how to come in. And therefore, if you have a spiritual master, you should count yourself most fortunate. So in this test, we are going to talk about some 3-4 aspects, because it is a very short purport, but the translation itself contains a lot. That the spiritual master or Sri Narada Muni here is compared to be like the sun. Your goodness can travel everywhere in the 3 worlds, and like the air, it's also compared to be like the air, which can penetrate the internal region of everyone. First, let's take like the sun. When you see that as the sun alone situated in one place dissipates all darkness in the universe, so also the sun of transcendental knowledge, when it awakens in the heart, it dissipates all the darkness of ignorance. In Bhagavad Gita 4:37, there is a verse there. Yata damsi samido agni basmata krute tata jnana agni sarva karmani basmata krute ajum. That as the sun alone situated in one place illuminates the entire universe, or as the blazing fire burns firewood to ashes, okay, so does the fire of knowledge burn to ashes all reactions to sinful activities. So knowledge, transcendental knowledge, is very powerful. And like the sun, the spiritual master is also very powerful. It penetrates. Actually, when we listen to this, the first thing we remember that is that the sun itself is an expansion of Sudarshan. Sudarshan is the personal weapon of the Lord. Sudarshan. Su means auspicious. Darshan means vision. So Sudarshan means auspicious vision. Auspicious vision. It is this auspicious vision that illuminates the whole universe. It is the auspicious vision, which is the original glance of the Lord, that gives effulgence, that gives energy to the sun. It is the auspicious vision of the Lord that gives nourishment to the moon. It is the auspicious vision of the Lord Sudarshan that discriminates between good and evil. Just as when there is a sun, you can see everything clearly and distinctly. You can see the hand, you can see the cars, you can see everything distinctly. So also, when somebody is situated in Sudarshan, when a devotee is situated in Sudarshan, he sees everything clearly. And just as the sun can penetrate everywhere, it can penetrate everywhere, especially more in the case of Srimad. So please take note of this. Srimad is sustained by the original vision of the Lord. Is situated in the original vision of the Lord, which is Sudarshan. And in the presence of that original vision, of that original glance, auspicious vision of the Lord, nothing is hidden. So take this point first. So the spiritual master, in the presence of the spiritual master, nothing about the disciple is hidden, because the spiritual master is situated in the auspicious vision of the Lord. That vision that discriminates illusion from reality. This is the first point we must take note. Therefore, in Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 7, Canto 9, Chapter 5, verse 7, in the pastimes of Durvasa Muni and the great Ambarish Maharaj, something transpired. Durvasa Muni offended Ambarish Maharaj, and the special weapon of the Lord, Sudarshan, appeared to chase away Durvasa Muni. So in the end, Durvasa Muni was directed by the Lord to go and take shelter of Ambarish, and he did. And when he came, Ambarish offered some special prayers to the Sudarshan, because Ambarish felt ashamed that this great personality is coming to lie down before me. So before he started speaking, Ambarish started, praying to the Sudarshan to spare Durvasa Muni. So there in verse 7, it is quoted like that. Twate jasa dharma mayena samritam tamaha prakasa chas driso mahatmanam duratya yaste mahima giram pate twadrupam etat sadasa parabaram. What does that mean? Oh, master of speech, by your effulgence, all the religious principles, the darkness of the world is dissipated, and the knowledge of learned persons or great souls is manifested. Indeed, no one can surpass your effulgence, for all things manifested and unmanifested, gross and subtle, superior and inferior are but various forms of you that are manifested by your effulgence. So, if you read the purport of this verse, it is very, very rich that actually religious principles are maintained by this auspicious vision of the Lord, Sudarshan. Religious principles are upheld by Sudarshan. And just like there is no darkness that can withstand the presence of the sun, in the presence of Sudarshan, no irreligious principle can sustain. So Sri Narada Muni is situated in the auspicious vision of the Lord, Sudarshan. So this is the first point we should take note of. Here in the verse, it is said, like the sun, your goodness can travel everywhere in the three worlds. The pure devotee of the Lord is situated in the auspicious vision of the Lord. Therefore, it can penetrate everywhere within the universe. So the second point, let's go to it. The second point is that, like the air, you can penetrate the internal region of everyone. Yes, the spiritual master is very, very diagnostic. Like a doctor, when somebody has a problem and he goes to the hospital, the first thing the doctor does is diagnosis. He diagnoses the patient, and in the process, the doctor identifies the hidden disease. So the spiritual master is very, very diagnostic. When you are before the spiritual master, he sees you. He sees your physical body, he sees your mind, he sees your intelligence, he sees your ego. And don't forget, one of the main duties of the spiritual master is to dispel lust from the hearts of the disciple. Because lust is very terrible and is the most grievous enemy of the living entity. So in the whole of the scriptures, the duty of the spiritual master is to dispel lust from the hearts of the disciple. That is the duty of the spiritual master. And this lust is very, very trickish, very, very subtle. It hides in the senses, in the mind, and the intelligence. That's why Krishna took time in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita to explain and to expose the hiding places of lust. So it is the spiritual master's duty to identify the lust of the devotee and locate it there from wherever it is hiding and devise means to engage the disciple in order to gradually elevate him or liberate him from the clutches of lust. So this is a very serious point. And the spiritual master is doing exactly this. Sri Ramuni appeared before him, and he was able to see beyond the surface. He was able to see the heart of Srila Vyasadeva, looking at him diagnostically. So, like Vyasadeva, we are all disciples, trying to become disciples. We have a relationship with the spiritual master. And from time to time, the spiritual master will tell us specifically, work on this particular type of lust in you. The spiritual master's duty is not to pamper the disciple. The spiritual master's duty is to speak the truth, and with the truth, with the weapon of the truth, slash the illusion in the heart of the disciple. Therefore, the spiritual master means guru. Guru means heavy. Heavy with what? Heavy with knowledge. What type of knowledge? Knowledge about our real identity and our eternal relationship with Krishna and service on that platform. Knowledge about Atma and its relationship with the Param Atma. Knowledge that separates illusion from reality. The spiritual master is heavy with this kind of knowledge. So when you approach the spiritual master, don't ask him foolish materialistic questions like, Gurudev, please, where can I get a nice roti to buy? Gurudev, where can I get some nice, give me some connections with some businessmen that if I click with them, I will get a lot of material benefits. Don't ask the spiritual master questions like this. You should go beyond to ask him 2 questions after offering obeisances to him. Ask the spiritual master like this. Gurudev, why did I fall into this material world? Ask him like this. And ask him, Gurudev, how can I get out of the clutches of this material existence? Ask Gurudev these questions. Therefore, it is very, very important that we know this. First, it's important we have a guru. When we have a guru, we should be able to submit to the guru and ask him salient questions, questions that can free us from the clutches of lust. Okay? That's why in the Mahabharata, after compiling the Vedas, Srila Vyasadeva compiled Mahabharata also. And in the Mahabharata, just at the beginning, he told a story. Srila Vyasadeva told the story of a guru. This guru is called Ayodhya Domya. Ayodhya Domya. This Ayodhya Domya had 3 disciples. Aruni, Veda, and Upamanyu. 3 disciples. So one day, Aruni was nowhere to be found. In the evening, they were looking for Aruni. Where is Aruni? Where is Aruni? Where is Aruni? The Guru said, where is Aruni? The disciples didn't know where Aruni was. So both the Guru and the disciples, they set out to look for Aruni. So on getting to one waterfall, they saw that Aruni was lying on the stream. There was a water flowing from the top of the mountain, and it was flowing into the farmyards. And if it's allowed to go, it will destroy the whole farm. So Aruni was lying on the path of the water so that the water can be directed elsewhere. And because he cannot leave, because if he leaves, the water will overflow the farmyard. He decided to stay there, no eating, no sleeping, just remain there. He decided to make the sacrifice. So the Guru and the other disciples located Aruni lying on the path of this water. And they asked him, Aruni, what is going on? Why are you lying here? Aruni said, oh, Gurudev, I saw that this water, if it's allowed to flood the farm, everything here will be destroyed. So I decided to block the path so that at least the farmyard will be saved, so that we can get something to offer for the Lordship and for the devotees. So that's why I made this sacrifice, lying down to block the water for as long as I can remain. Gurudev looked at him and said, Aruni, I am pleased with you. Aruni, I am pleased with you. I endow you, I bless you with transcendental knowledge. And in this way, when the pure devotee, when the Guru becomes pleased with the devotee, he blesses him with transcendental knowledge. And when he blesses the disciple with transcendental knowledge, the disciple will make steady advancement. His theoretical knowledge will be translated into realized knowledge. This is what happens. So, in the end, Aruni became a Guru. Aruni himself became a Guru by the mercy of his Guru. He became a Guru. Then, the second disciple, that is about Aruni. The second disciple is called Veda. Veda was engaged in rendering menial services to his Guru. Washing his clothes, fetching water for him, cleaning the house, serving him food, menial services under austere conditions, so that he was even sleeping on the bare floor. At the end of the day, he becomes so tired that he'll be lying down on the bare floor. And he woke up and he continued the service. Menial services. He rendered the service to the Guru so much that the Guru looked at him. And one day he said, Veda, I am pleased with you. I bless you with transcendental knowledge. And the Guru blessed Veda with transcendental knowledge, and later Veda also became a spiritual master. He became a Guru. By the mercy of his Guru, he also became a Guru. By the blessing of his Guru, he became a Guru also. But still, one disciple is left. Upamanyu, the third disciple. Don't be surprised if a Guru is reluctant taking many disciples. Don't be surprised, because it's the duty of the Guru to liberate his disciples. And in this Kali Yuga, there are so many whimsical disciples. So if you are a Guru and you are taking so many whimsical disciples who are not ready to follow anything, it is a heavy load on you. So don't be surprised when you see some Gurus decide to take only very few disciples, maybe 12 disciples, or sometimes 6, sometimes 3 or 1. For instance, Jadweta Swami, His Holiness Jadweta Swami, is having very few disciples, very few. Don't blame the Guru, because the Guru has taken the responsibility of taking a disciple back to Godhead, and whatever the case, is ready to take any authority to liberate his disciple. So that is one. So Upamanyu was put in charge of the Goshala, the cow shed. And he was there in the cow shed taking care of the cows. But anytime he visits the Guru realizes that he was getting fat. So the Guru asked him, Upamanyu, you are getting fat. What is happening? Are you eating something secretly or what? What are you doing that is making you to get fat? Supposed to be austere. You are living in the Guru's ashram. Supposed to look slim and fit for service. but you're getting fat instead. Where are you getting your nourishment from? Obama said, oh, Gurudev, you know I work in the Goshala. In the Goshala, I milk the cows. And when I milk the cow, I drink some part of the milk. I drink the milk. Say, you drink the milk? This milk is what we are going to churn into butter to do all our jagias, and it's meant for the Guru, not for your own personal consumption. Why? Why are you doing this? Say, Gurudev, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. I will not do that again. So Upamayu left. He stopped doing that, okay? Quite all right, he stopped doing that. But after some days, Upamayu was still getting fat. And the Gurudev asked him, Upamayu, what is it you are doing secretly that is making you getting fat instead of getting austere and slim and fit for service? Why? What are you doing? Upamayu said, oh, Gurudev, you know, I used to go out to beg for charity, and when I make collections, in the end, I used it to buy something to eat. Say, Upamayu, this is what you do? The collection you made, the collection you collect, is for your Guru. You're supposed to hand it over to your Guru. And if the Guru gives you, you take. And if the Guru doesn't give you, you don't take. How is it that you do collections and you are enjoying using it to buy things for your own personal gratification? This is not right. Say, yeah, Gurudev, I'm sorry, I will not do it again. So he left. After some time, he came back. He was still getting fat. So Gurudev asked him, say, Upamayu, is there something you are doing that is not known to me? He said, yeah. He said, Gurudev, actually, when I go for begging, the first collection I bring it to you. Then after some time, later in the day, I will go back and make small collection for myself. And I use that one to buy boga, offer it, and I enjoy it. That's why I'm coming. If I say, what? Upamayu, you mean you are still doing this? What? You are not making advance. I cannot see why you are not making advancements. Stop that. Mama said, Jai Gurudev, I will not do this again. He left. Then later he came back. And he found that this man was still getting nourished, and the Gurudev said, Upamayu, can you please tell me what else you are doing that is not known to me? He said, Gurudev, actually, I stopped collecting, but when I make the cows, what falls on the floor, I still take that one. He said, Upamayu, you are depriving the calves. The calves, you are depriving them of their own ration. Why are you doing this? Don't do this again. Don't do this. So Upamayu said, okay, Jai Gurudev. So he stopped. He stopped doing all that. But he was hungry. He has been so attached to gratifying the tongue that if he's so fast for a short time, he will like die. So he decided to go into the forest and was eating different kinds of leaves. Unfortunately, he ate some leaf that was poisonous. So his eye got closed. He became blind for eating that particular leaf. So in the process of struggling, he fell into some deep, dry well. And he was there for the whole day. In the evening, Gurudev started to look for Upamayu. Gurudev and the other disciples, Veda and Aruna, they look for Upamayu, shouting, Upamayu, where are you? Upamayu, are you there? Upamayu, where are you? Upamayu said, I am here. So they echo from far distance. So they traced and they saw that Upamayu was deep inside the well. Say, but Upamayu, how did you fall into this well? He said, Gurudev, I was trying to carry out your instructions, so I didn't eat. I was hungry and I ate some leaves, and in my eyes closed, I couldn't see anymore, and in the process of struggling, I fell into this well. Say, oh, is that so? Okay, I will do you a favor because the Guru is powerful. He knows what to do at every time to help his disciples move beyond a particular obstacle. So he said, okay, I will give you a mantra. This mantra, you will chant it, and the Aswini Kumaras, who are physicians, heavenly physicians, they will appear and they will fulfill your desires. So he chanted the mantra for some time. Then the Aswini Kumaras actually appeared. And when they appeared, they said, oh, Upamayu, here we are, the Aswini Kumaras, we can fulfill all your desires. We have come here, you must be very hungry. We have brought a cake, a sacrificial cake, one powerful cake made of rice and all kinds of grains, very heavenly, delicious cake, from the sacrifice directly. So when you eat it, your eyes will open. Please, take it. Upama said, my dear Aswini Kumaras, I will not eat it unless I offer it to my guru. I will offer this cake to my guru before I will. Aswini Kumaras said, Upama, you eat this cake. Even your guru. We gave him this cake before. When we gave him, he did not offer it to any guru. We gave him and he ate it and become free from all his problems. Eat this cake and become free from the problem immediately. Why are you delaying? I said, no. Gurudev said I should not eat anything without offering it to him first. So I will not eat this cake. Even though I'm in this condition, I will not eat. After so much of effort, they see that Upamayu will not eat the cake. Then they became very pleased with him and they restored his sight. So in actuality, it was his Gurudev who was still testing him. It was his Gurudev who was testing him. It was a test, but this time Upamayu passed the test. He passed the test and immediately his eyesight was restored and himself became endowed with knowledge. The Gurudev blessed him and he also later became a spiritual master. So what we are trying to say is that the knowledge we gather by studying the scriptures, performing austerities, doing all kinds of processes that are contained in the purport of this verse. Non-violence, truthfulness, this, that, all the results we get from those knowledge and from those austerities, practices, activities in the mode of goodness. They cannot help you unless they become transformed into realized knowledge. The knowledge we acquire in Krishna consciousness must become part and parcel of our lives. It should enter our veins. It should be part of our breath. It should be our daily living. The knowledge we acquire from the study of the scriptures, the sacrificial ceremonies, all the austerities in devotional service, whatever we do, it must transform into realized knowledge. In other words, knowledge must transform into realized knowledge before it becomes fully useful. Otherwise, theoretical knowledge alone is not enough. It can help you to solve. So this mathematical equation is that 1 drop of vijnana or realized knowledge is equal to 1 gallon of ordinary knowledge acquired or knowledge acquired from studying the scriptures. Not ordinary knowledge. It's still high knowledge, but knowledge acquired from this studying of the scriptures. Whatever knowledge you can acquire from studying of the scripture is only 1 drop. It's only 1 drop compared to realized knowledge. That means when you gather so much gallons of knowledge and you boil all the knowledge and boil it and boil it and boil it to contain the most refined, the final product is equal to 1 drop of realized knowledge. So knowledge is never fully useful until it becomes realized knowledge. Until you walk your talk, you have not arrived. And for you to be able to do that, 3 things you should not joke with. 1, you should not joke with your service to your spiritual master. Guru Seva must be consistent. 2, you should not joke with your sadhana, your daily devotional practices, the 4 regulative principles in dance, and the positive principle of chanting 16 rounds, associating with devotees, hearing Bhagavatam, attending programs. They should never be compromised. You should be consistent in your attendance to sadhana. 2, 3, you must never ignore Vaishnava Seva, service to the other devotees. If you are acquiring knowledge and you are rendering service to the Guru, and you are strict with your sadhana, and you are rendering service to the other devotees or rendering service to the Guru in addition, you will eventually arrive. Your knowledge, theoretical knowledge, will be transformed, will be transmuted into realized knowledge. And the Gurudev is ready to do everything at every step to eventually bring you, graduate your knowledge into realized knowledge. This is what he does. So Vyasadeva was very learned. He's an ocean of knowledge. But Silananda Muni wanted him to come to that point that, not that he wasn't realized, he was acting for our sake, so that we can learn how to apply this knowledge, how to graduate our theoretical knowledge into realized knowledge. So Vyasadeva acted in that way, and Srinada Muni instructed him and brought him. He looked at him diagnostically, went beyond, as is contained in the text. And like the air, you can penetrate the internal region of everyone. What to talk of the disciple? The Guru has special interest in the disciple, so he looks at him diagnostically and penetrates the heart of the disciple. Whatever is hiding, the Gurudev sees it and he addresses that. In other words, you cannot hide anything from your spiritual master. Why? Because the spiritual master first is situated in the auspicious vision, the Sudarshan of the Lord, Sudarshan of the Lord. The auspicious vision of the Lord that gives all the illumination to the sun. The pure devotee of the spiritual master is situated in it. He lives in the auspicious vision of the Lord. Therefore, nothing can be hidden from him. And to concentrate, to bring this point to a very close conclusion, the next says that, as such, you are as good as the all-pervasive supersoul. As such, you are as good as the all-pervasive supersoul. The spiritual master on that platform, being situated in Sudarshan, is as good as the supersoul. All-pervasive supersoul. What are the qualities of the supersoul? Everybody knows. The supersoul knows each and every thought. He knows everything about everything. That is the supersoul. Is knowledge personified. The supersoul is Adi Kavaye, is the source of Adi Kavaye. He enlightens the original learned man Brahma. It is the supersoul that enlightened Lord Brahma. So the supersoul knows everything about everybody and everything about the universes and everything about everything. Therefore, when the pure devotee, who is fully situated in the pure vision of the Lord, who is transferred who is now situated in the internal potency of the Lord, he becomes one with the supersoul. He becomes one with the supersoul. So much so that the Lord says, actually, the thoughts of his pure devotees dwell in him. In Bhagavad Gita 10:9, there is a quotation there. The thought of my pure devotees dwell in me. Machitaha Madgata Pranam, Bodhayanta Parasparam, Katayantas Chamam Nityam, Tusyanti Charamanticha. Yes, the thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. And he also dwells in their thoughts reciprocally. And these pure devotees, therefore, they don't have time for anything except discussing about me. They get themselves nourished by constantly discussing about me. So the pure devotee and the super soul are one. That's why that quotation that Brahmanda Brahmita Kona Bhagavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Database, Guru Krishna Prasade Paya Bhakti Database. When you get a guru, the guru will direct you to Krishna. Therefore, it is the double mercy of Guru and Krishna that makes a devotee successful. Yes. Therefore, after the individual soul suffers, wanders from one Brahmanda to the other Brahmanda, when the point it means a spiritual master, the spiritual master will now externally, who is the external representative of the super soul, we direct him to meet the super soul from within. Therefore, we all need the guidance of a spiritual master. When we get the guidance of the spiritual master, we should be so sincere that anytime we should confess our mind to the spiritual master, because we have said the spiritual master is as good as the super soul, because there is a kind of level of exchange of opulences that take place between the super soul and the spiritual master. When one becomes a pure devotee, there is an exchange of opulences between him and the super soul. Beautiful. The super soul is, okay, is knowledge personified, beauty personified, strength personified, and faith personified, renunciation personified. All the six opulences are much more. All the unlimited opulences are for the super soul. But when a pure devotee, when a devotee attains purity, he exchanges these opulences situated in the heart and is all pervasive and he knows everything. The pure devotee who is also now one with him knows everything. Sarvasya chaham kriti sanivisto matahas mriti gyanam apohanamcha vedai cha savai aham eva vedya vedanta krit vedabi eva chaham. I'm situated in everyone's heart as a super soul, and for me comes knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness. In all the Vedas, I am to be known, and in fact, indeed, I am the knower and compiler of the Vedas. So, the Vedas and the purpose of the Vedas, everything is to know the Lord in the heart. So, when the devotee becomes pure, he shares these opulences of the Lord. Therefore, he knows everything about the devotee. The pure devotee knows everything about his disciple. This is the point. Upadrasta anumantacha. Upadrasta anumantacha. The Lord is in the heart and is there to witness all the activities. Therefore, he knows everything beyond birth and death. So also the spiritual master, who is a pure devotee, knows everything about his disciple. So if we have spiritual master, it is left for us to take the spiritual master, not theoretically and not approach him for whimsical things, but to submit ourselves to tell to him so that he can help liberate us from the clutches of lust. And if we do that, the spiritual master has the adhikara, the right to test his disciple. And the spiritual master can put his disciple into all kinds of tests, all the tests that the disciple needs, in order to purify him and cleanse him out of the bondage of Maya or lust. So this is what the spiritual master does. At every point in time, the spiritual master is conscious and is always generating tests to a particular devotee according to that devotee's level of consciousness. So he may give me one test, he gave Aruni one test, he gave Veda another test, he gave Upamayu another test, depending on the whimsical nature or the submissive nature of the disciple. But once he has decided to take a disciple and take him back to Godhead, he is ready to give him all the tests and remove all the obstacles on the path of his progress towards self-realization. This is the heavy duty. Therefore, the pure devotee's business, the pure devotee is not into business, any other business, but only one business. And that one business is that he wants to help liberate the conditioned soul from the clutches of lust. That is his business. It is Krishna's business, and he has taken it. He wants to be part of Krishna's business. So, and that is his only business. He has no other business. It is not the business of the pure devotee or the spiritual master to arrange nice dhoti for you. To arrange nice dhoti for you. If you are a good devotee and you are always arranging nice dhoti for me, then, oh, you are the best of gurus. You are missing the point. You are my guru. So when you are coming from India, you bring one nice shirt, the best of the shirt for me. and chada, then you are a correct guru. No. If the guru sees that that is where your consciousness is, he might decide not to give you anything. He might bring for those who are not thinking like that. But for you, what you need to overcome is that selfish intention. So the guru gives everybody, but he doesn't give you. And if you are not careful, you begin to commit offense and say, guru, he brought things for everybody, he doesn't love me, he gave everybody, he didn't give me. You miss the point. Understand? So the point is that the guru knows each and every disciple, and he knows how to test his disciple. Therefore, he tested Srila Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva was very learned, but he forgot at that point that something was missing. And later he identified, I don't want to go into that because that is not part of my verse. But let me quickly go beyond this point a little bit. I want to enumerate in the 9th canto of Bhagavatam, still in the pastime of Ambarish Maharaj and Dhruva Samuni, there are some very salient quotations that establishes the fact that the pure devotee is one with the Lord in the heart. Their purpose is one, and they are like this. They are exchanging opulences like this, like the right hand and the left hand. They are exchanging opulences, and their gratification lies here. So, in verse 63, it is quoted like this. Bhagavatam 9:4-63. The Supreme Personality of God has said, I am completely under the control of my devotees. Indeed, I am not at all independent. Because my devotees are completely devoid of material desires. See the qualification. The pure devotees are completely devoid of material desires. I sit only within the course of their hearts. What to speak of my devotees? Even those who are devotees of my devotees are very gentle. Understand? So, advanced devotees, they don't just consider their guru alone. Vaishnava Seva, service to other devotees, is one of the things that help transmute the theoretical knowledge into realized knowledge. And they don't joke with it. They have the guru, they serve the guru's god brothers, they serve other senior devotees, they serve their temple presidents, they serve their temple commander, and they serve any senior devotee. That is the point. Because if you are doing that, you are actually becoming humble. We are coming to that. Then in verse 64, he said, oh, best of the Brahmanas. Who is the best of the Brahmana he's talking of? He's talking about Dhruva Samuni. Now, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is instructing Dhruva Samuni. He said, without saintly persons for whom I am the only destination. In other words, the only destination of the saintly person is Krishna. Is to realize Krishna, is to serve Krishna. Is to serve Krishna unconditionally. That is the only destination of the pure devotee. So the Lord is saying, oh, best of the Brahmanas, without saintly persons for whom I am the only destination, I do not desire to enjoy my transcendental bliss and my supreme opulences. The Supreme Lord does not enjoy, doesn't desire to enjoy his opulences unless there are pure devotees to share it with. So he exchanges opulences with the pure devotees. Transcendental reciprocity takes place between the pure devotees because the pure devotees don't need anything material. And the Lord also feeling indebted that they are doing such selfless service. So he wants to make them happy. So he shares his opulences with them. And he says he sits in the core of their heart. So if you are trying to offend the pure devotee, you are offending the Lord. So be very, very careful. Oh, Dhruva, be very, very careful. Then in verse 66 he said, as chaste women bring their gentle husbands under control by service, the pure devotees who are equal to everyone and completely attached to me in the core of their hearts bring me under their full control. The Lord cannot be controlled by anyone, but here the Lord is confessing that he's being controlled by the pure devotees. Because he feels indebted to the purity of devotion that these people give to me. Therefore, he reciprocates with them on that platform, whether they like it or not. He's being attracted by the force of pure bhakti. So it is only pure bhakti that attracts Krishna. Sri Krishna Karshana. This is one of the 6 characteristics of pure devotional service. It is only pure bhakti that attracts Krishna. Then in verse 68, it said, The pure devotee is always within the core of my heart. And I am always in the heart of my pure devotee. That means the Lord sits in the heart of the pure devotee. Because the pure devotee always also is in the heart of the Lord. Say, my devotees do not know anything else but me, and I do not know anyone else but them. So are you surprised that Nada Muni is being described here as being all pervasive as the super soul? You should not be confused about that. The pure devotee is all-knowing and all-pervasive as the super soul. Therefore, when he looks at the disciple, he sees the heart of the disciple and he addresses it from there. But because we are trying to hide our identity, what we are, we don't take it. First ego will come in and try to block our why the Guru telling me like this, am I like this? I'm not like that. Even we argue with you. You see, therefore we are not making advancement. Then, to cry it on, some pure devotees, you have to be careful. Don't try to offend pure devotees. Don't look down on pure devotees. You're not becoming pure, is not their making. They are only trying to help you. So if you try to offend them or generate any negative energy towards them, the Lord says that it is the object, it is the subject, not the object that is hurt. When you try to harm a pure devotee, it is you that is hurt. You hurt yourself. This is the basis of back to sender. All the back to sender incense you are seeing, back to sender oils you are seeing. This is the basis. When you try to harm a pure devotee, you harm yourself. So all what we need to do is to become pure devotees. Try to become pure devotees. Then we are covered, we are secured by the grace of the Lord. The grace of the Lord will protect us. The devotees should not look for protection anywhere else. The protection is in the pure devotional service. You should not look for opulences outside of devotional service. Everything is within devotional service. So if you try to harm a devotee, you harm yourself. So we are warning each and everybody, anybody who thinks he has some powers or negative power to oppress other devotees while associating with them, you should withdraw your power, your so-called power. Withdraw it because it will be rendered useless by the potency of pure devotional service and you will hurt yourself. You will hurt yourself. You want to hurt yourself? On the other hand, if you render service to pure devotees and you make them happy, your life will become successful. Therefore, little wonder then, the quotation. Yasya debe para bhakti. Tad debe tataguru. Tasyate katita hi ataha prakasante mahatmana. Just by developing implicit faith on the Guru and Krishna, all the impulse of the Vedas are automatically revealed. So this is what happened. Srimad he had implicit faith on his Guru, and all the impulse of the Vedas were revealed. So let's look at the next line. Therefore, find out the deficiency in me. Who is talking? Srimad is talking. Please, therefore, find out the deficiency in me. A proud person cannot talk like this. Devotees must be sincerely humble. Then you can see that you have not finished making progress. But if you think you are already very advanced, that means your humility has been stolen by the ghost of pride. Therefore, you can't see things clearly anymore. Your eyes are covered, your vision is blurred. Therefore, you think that you know so much that you cannot inquire for it. All of us have deficiency. All of us have deficiencies, and to cry and say, despite my being absorbed in transcendence under disciplinary regulations. Meaning, as we who are trying to do devotional service, we are very strict following. Sometimes when we are very strict following the rules and regulations, chanting and following all the programs, we think that we have arrived. We are fully advanced now. But despite all that, are we not still despondent? Why are we complaining all the time about what devotees are not doing well? Ask yourself, if we are not despondent, Why are we always complaining and seeing only what devotees are not doing well? This devotee is not doing well, that devotee is not doing well, this devotee is because of the stagnation in this movement, this devotee is because this devotee died, then the movement will grow. Why are we thinking like that? Why are we thinking that if we sweep one devotee or the other under the carpet, that's when the movement will grow? That is to tell you that you are despondent, and therefore you are falling into the cycle of concern. This cycle of concern is called petty cycle, whereby you only complaining. This one is not doing well, that one is not doing well, this one is not doing well, that one is not doing well. Therefore, you also cannot do well. You are not doing because other people are not doing well. This is the cycle of concern. When you fall into the cycle of concern, you also justify your own weaknesses. You see? But you should be liberated from the cycle of concern to the cycle of influence. This cycle of influence is the cycle whereby you will be able to do what you can do and do it very well. If it is washing a plate that you can do very well, you forget about what others are not doing and you continue to do that washing of plate very well. Wash your plate very well, religiously, every day. Every day, while respecting all other devotees, you are washing your plate and you are following your sadhana. You will see that you will be happy. Okay. So, whereby you be able to do what you can do best, and every devotee do what you can do best, and donate it, as an offering, to Srila Prabhupada and to the Paramparam. You can see what will happen. Everything will go very sweetly for everybody. Sukam Katum Mafiam. And we attend devotional service joyfully. And we do devotional service joyfully, without complaining. I beg. Okay. So that is the purpose of this verse. Everybody should focus on what he can do best and stop thinking and complaining about what others are not doing well. If we are sincerely humble and that we want to really make advancement in our own devotional service, this is how we should approach the matter. Yes. And if we are doing that, our pride will be replaced by humility. We gain more humility. We become more humble. We begin to see how insignificant we are, how much we are not doing well. That's why things are not going well. Therefore, how much we want to improve or how we do what we do. This is the purpose of this verse. So, a question may arise. My time is almost up. A question may arise. Why is it that devotees are not able to reveal their minds in confidence? Because this is one of the points. Please, therefore, find out the deficiency in me, despite my being absorbed in transcendence under disciplinary regulations and vows. Why? There is deficiency. But now Srila is humble enough to confess his deficiency. But here's a situation whereby none of us will accept that we have some weaknesses. We are not accepting our weaknesses. Therefore, we cannot inquire from other devotees. One of the platforms, one of the ways of making progress in devotional service is to reveal one's mind in confidence and also inquire confidentially. This is it. Revealing one's mind in confidence and inquiring confidentially. Dadati pratigri nati guyam akiati preachati, gunyam akiati preachati. This is the point. Revealing one's mind in confidence and inquiring confidentially. If we are feeling dissatisfied, this is what we should do. But yesterday we were hearing that you cannot just confide your mind on everyone because people are not trustworthy. So you should be able to locate some people that you see that are standard and reveal your mind in confidence to them. I am not feeling happy, but I'm following my regulatory principles and doing that, but I'm not fully happy. I'm feeling empty. Is there anything I'm not doing well enough that I don't know about myself? Can you please tell me so that I can help work on it? Help me to work on it so that I can make progress. How many of us are inquiring like this? Even if somebody wants to tell you that you are not doing this well, you will refuse to take. How much more you yourself taking the humble position to meet another devotee, telling him that you are not feeling like this, therefore you need some advice. Help you to identify. See, like the other day is doing this. Therefore, is qualified to receive whatever is in Naramuni's heart. And Naramuni just revealed it to him. It's because you are not doing this. That is somebody else's test. And therefore, I have no knowledge to talk about it. So I will not go there. But this is where my point is. So we should be able to identify those things that are stopping us, are debarring us from revealing our minds in confidence, and inquiring confidentially, as a matter of loving exchanges to be practiced among devotees. What are those obstacles? Individually, we should identify them and then find solution. What are the solutions to overcoming these obstacles? And then we'll be able to make progress individually as well as collectively. So thank you very much. Having said this much, we would like to give room for questions and answers. Then we can see. Like the sun, the goodness can travel everywhere in the three worlds. And like the air, you can penetrate the internal region of everyone. As such, you are as good as the all-pervasive supersoul. Please, therefore, find out the deficiency in me, despite my being absorbed in transcendence under disciplinary regulations. Purport: transcendental realization, pious activities, worshiping the deities, charity, mercifulness, non-violence, and studying the scriptures under strict disciplinary regulations are always helpful. So, before I conclude, this purport is very short, but we have talked elaborately about it. Go longer, but let me just summarize in 2 minutes. What is it always helpful? Helpful to what? Transcendental realization, pious activities, worshiping the deities, charity, mercifulness, non-violence, studying the scriptures under scripture. What are they helping? They are helpers to bhakti. All these austerities and rigorous, they are helpers to bhakti. They are not the ends in themselves. They are a means to the end. The end is bhakti. So unless these practices bring you to the point of pure devotional service, they are incomplete. Okay? There is no cap. They are not capable. They are not capable. They have the head, but they are not capable. So, or whatever austerity you are performing, it will bring you to the point of bhakti. It will graduate into bhakti. That is why among the 20 items of knowledge in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 13, verse 8 to 12, among the 20 items of knowledge, one is the fourth stanza. Mayi chanaya yogena, bhakti avyabhicharina. Mayi chanaya yogena, bhakti avyabhicharina. Bhakti, unless all these other items bring you to the point of bhakti, they are incomplete. Okay, so they are not the end in themselves. So don't be carried away by all these things. Study of scripture under strict rules and regulations is supposed to, it will give you knowledge, but that knowledge must transmute into realized knowledge. And that realized knowledge you can only get by the mercy of the Vaishnavas, by the mercy of the Guru, and also by you following your sadhana very strictly. So all other austerities, they are just stepping stones to bhakti. So know this point. They are not equal to bhakti. So bhakti chanaya yogena, Mayi Chanaya Yogena Bhakti Abhyabhicharina. That is the fourth stanza. That is the most important point. If you are doing Bhakti, automatically all the other elements are included. If you are doing Bhakti, all the other things, austerity, non-violence, mercifulness, you will attain them automatically. No need for separate endeavor to practice those things. They are there with you if you are practicing pure Bhakti. Therefore, come on board to try to practice pure Bhakti. And whatever is obstacle on the part of your pure Bhakti, try to pray to the Guru and the other Vaishnavas and take shelter of your sadhana. Then, in due course of time, you will overcome it and you will arrive. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Can you hear me?
So, if there are some commentaries on these points,
Can you hear me, Hare Krishna Babuji? Can you hear me?
I can hear you very faintly.
Very good, very good. You have gone beyond the normal time by 10 minutes. You didn't give time for people to ask questions, but we are going to take the 2 hours that are up. Because I know that these two people, two questions also can take you another 1 hour. I can see that you have so much information to share with devotees. So we will take these 2 questions, and after these 2 questions, we will not take any other question again. So the first person is Upala Prabhu. Please omit yourself and ask your question, Prabhu Upala.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, can you hear me? Hare Krishna.
I'm hearing you.
Okay, very. Oh, thank Krishna. This time is better than the rest of the day. Hare Krishna, Chaitanya Prema Prabhu. Prabhu,
I think his network is off again. He is coming. Just hold on for him.
Okay. Okay, now.
Chaitanya Prema Prabhu, are you there? We are not seeing your video. The network went off. It's coming back.
I see.
Dharma samasthapak lokanam hitakarinam tribhuvane manna saranna
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Prabhu, he's on. His network is disturbing him, so he's using this.
Okay, so he can continue. Upala Prabhu, you can ask your question.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Prema.
Hare Krishna.
Oh, glory, Hare Krishna. Yeah, now we can hear you a little bit.
Do it.
Are you hearing me clearly? Hare Krishna.
Yes, we are with
Can you
you.
hear me?
Yes.
Oh, very. First, I thank you very much for this wonderful enlightening, educating lecture. Thank you very much. I also wish to thank you, appreciate you for the wonderful work you're doing as regards the Baptist Church program in West Africa. It's commendable. Thank you very much for that. Did you hear me?
The line is breaking.
Oh my goodness.
The network is breaking.
Can you please help me with the question?
I'm not hearing him, so how can I help? The line is breaking.
Okay, take the next person. I'll come back. Let me adjust it.
Prabhu, please commit yourself and ask your question.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Dhanava pronounce.
Oh, glory to divine lotus feet, my teacher.
Prabhu, forgive me of my offenses.
Thank you so very much for the wonderful lecture. In the beginning, you emphasized very well on the importance of the spiritual master, and that is well digested. But towards the ending of the class, we make two important points, which I think we have come across them in Nectar of Instruction, in terms of revealing one's mind, the confidence, and then inquiring confidentially also. In my experience, we saw that it was, in my experience, you asked, how do you see my devotional practice? What is wrong with my practice? What is wrong with my person? And sometimes they answer. But we saw also that at a point, when you ask kind of a question about yourself, later you will see that the person claim on the other side will use what you have said against you. So we now see that in our recent time, many devotees are just swallowing whatever is happening in their life. Nobody is talking, and I have met many devotees. We hear what people are saying. We feel that people are angry. Anger is what is in them because they don't have anybody they can trust that they can reveal their mind to. I've even seen situations where devotees are even very angry with the guru. They consider the guru to be the problem. So revealing our mind, the confidence, and inquiring confidentially is a principle enunciated in our scripture. Yeah. Now, it doesn't look practical with the present day happening. So are we saying there's something wrong with that principle, or there's something wrong with our immediate environment? And then what do we do?
Go, Ranga. Thank you very much for this wonderful question. It's practical question. That is the Adonis. This is practical, and these are the things we're supposed to be talking about. First of all, there is something wrong with the environment. Even Srila Vyasadeva did not go asking, revealing his mind to anybody he saw. He first recognized that Narada Muni was actually as pure as the sun, and it's all pervasive. He had all the qualities of the pure devotee. That's why he was motivated to reveal his mind to him at once. So also it is natural that when we feel that whatever we reveal, whatever we say, people will carry it around. And you go and hear it somewhere else. And they use it to gossip. Definitely you will not like to reveal your mind. So this is one of the obstacles on the part of we practicing this. How do we overcome this? How to overcome this is that first we have to identify some devotees who are not like that, who can keep secrets. We have to be able to identify those devotees. We have to do that particular exercise. We have to be able to identify those devotees that we can reveal our mind in confidence. But there is always somebody that we can reveal our mind in confidence. So this we should do. Not to everybody, but identify those devotees that can still inspire you, whose devotional life is still inspiring you. Inquire from them, reveal your mind. If you don't see any of them, then wait for the guru. Or you write to the guru and reveal your mind to the guru. The gurus are not like us. Understand? They are not competing for anything with us. So their minds are pure. Inquire from them and they will help you. But first of all, I would like to say that the present environment we have created, that we are in, we have all part of those who have created this environment. This is the first point. That's why I was talking about the circle of concern. If we want to talk about who are not doing well, who are doing backbiting, gossiping, we talk about every devotee. But every one of us have contributed to this particular kind of untrustworthy environment. So shame unto all of us first. Then, having accepted that humbly, like Biasade, he said, therefore, identify the deficiency in me. We should accept that we have deficiency in ourselves first. What have we contributed to make this environment insecure as it is? So shame unto ourselves. Then we start. The starting point is that instead of keeping yourself in the circle of concern, you should identify what you can do well. Like you are a very good Arinam Sankirtan man. And even by the videos I saw in the farm, you are doing very well. So if you focus on doing this farm very well, and also do your Harinam Sankirtan very well, you just focus on that. Very soon you will forget about what anybody else is not doing right. So the point is that we should all identify our circle of influence. Something we can do very well, something we have affinity to doing. Then we should do it very well. And while doing it, we should respect all other Vaishnavas. We should be ready to render many service to any of the gurus we see. And we should be ready to follow our sadhana strictly. If we are doing these three things, this environment will transform. So individually, we hold each other this, and we hold ourselves this. Okay? So that is the point. If we're able to do that, immediately Krishna himself, who is in the heart, will reveal a devotee to you that you can reveal your mind confidentially to. And you will not hear the matter anywhere else. Or will not use it to give class to smash you. After listening to you very nicely, you smash you, come on the other side and use it too. So Krishna will direct you to identify a particular devotee that you can reveal your mind in confidence. So this is the point. It could be a very small devotee by your estimation, but he can do it once there's sincerity. Okay, so that is the point. Each and every one of us, we are held responsible for the environment we find ourselves. So by transformation of our own consciousness, of our own way of seeing and doing things, we can also create a positive change. Each and every devotee, please focus on your area of influence rather than dwelling on your cycle of concern. This is not doing well, that is not doing this, this is because of that one, I'm not doing well. Be ready to work on yourself. Require that humility to make that transformation. Go, Ranga. Therefore, since we have created this kind of environment by ourselves, we have now made things more difficult. We have to learn how to associate with each and every devotee in this situation. If we do that, our ego will also become purified and we arrive eventually. And we'll be very happy.
We have the last question, Priya Govinda Prabhu. Priya Govinda Prabhu, please submit yourself.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Nandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, I'm enjoying this class from I'm in Nairobi, Kenya. Wonderful class. So, Prabhuji, you have just mentioned about taking shelter of the spiritual master and following his instructions. So how can disciples make sure that they are following the instructions of the Guru without deviating from the path? Please explain.
Okay, thank you very much, Priya Govinda Prabhu from Nairobi. All glories to you. You are looking very auspicious. And that means you are a happy devotee.
I'm falling, Prabhu. Give me mercy, please. I'm falling.
You are a happy devotee. Okay, to address your question, you must have the determination. Individually, we must have the determination to make that change. Individually, every devotee should see that there is something he needs to work on himself in order to make progress to the next level. And register that determination to wanting to make that change. If that is there, if the determination is there, like the sparrow, there will be divine intervention. If we are determined to make that change, everything else will fall in place. The universe will make the super soul himself, will adjust everything to become favorable for you to make that change. But that strong desire to be there. The super soul is not ignorant. It's Sudasan. The auspicious vision of the Lord that separates illusion from reality is there still. and they are pure devotees who are on it, dwelling on it, and sustained by it. So if you have any strong desire to do anything positive, there will be divine intervention. You are not alone. The whole Paraparam is with you. The Lord in the heart is with you, who will just make a swift transformation and just direct you to the right person, to the right association, and thereby the right mental attitude, and thereby the right result. So that is the whole format. Okay? We should be
Thank
ready.
you, Prabhu.
That's
Thank you.
why, Prabhu, that's why when I was saying that when you get the instruction of the Guru, the knowledge that the Guru is your Guru, if you serve him, he will also make advancement. You have to, in addition to that, respect all other Vaishnavas.
Yes.
Respect all other Vaishnavas and continue to render service to them without any bias. While maintaining the strong desire for transformation, you should take your sadhana very strictly. Waking up, attending all the programs, doing your japa, all those situations that can make you remember Krishna always. Don't joke with them. While doing that, maintain that strong focus to connect. Let your mental attitude, let your desires be a jagya. Let there be some yoga points. Let there be a connection whereby you want to please the supreme controller. There's innermost desire to please the Guru. Innermost desire to carry out the order of the Guru. That is the purpose of the verse, chapter 2, verse 40, 41 of the Bhagavad Gita. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha guru nandan. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha guru nandan. That those who are on this path are resolute in determination, and their aim is one. That one aim is desire, the intense desire to carry out the order of the Guru. It is that one aim, that eka, that one aim, resolute determination is what Srila Prabhupada took to the West. And it succeeded. The formula is time tested, it is still there. If you have that strong aim that unconditionally I must carry out the order of my Guru, you will succeed. Thank you very much. Not
Hare
only you,
Krishna.
all of us. I'm talking to myself. I will succeed if I have that strong determination to carry out the order of my Guru. Thank you very much.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for your.
Prabhu, thank you very much for your time and a wonderful lecture. So although Prabhu Pala was trying to ask questions, but his network was not very strong, I asked him to write it. I don't know whether he's writing it, but the thing that is there is that I think we have gone beyond the time. Now it's 10:26. So we really appreciate your time. We want all the body to please unmute themselves and let us thank Prabhu, chant Hare Krishna to thank Prabhu for coming today.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.